What's up, guys? nethervvoid here with more World of Tanks patch videos for you and free camera mode fixed. Okay, and in this video I wanted to show you the E-25. It's the new Tier 7 Gold German TD on the 8.7 test server right now. And I wanted to talk about the pluses and minuses of this tank, pros and cons. And there's a lot of cons and not a lot of pros as far as I'm concerned. The pro of it is it does have a 70-something top speed kilometers per hour. That's pretty awesome, and you're actually going to get up to that pretty quick. It's got a nice power to weight ratio, and the traverse on it is 44 degrees, which it's going to have if it's going to use that speed, because it has to turn the whole tank just to shoot the gun. So it also has a very low profile. If you can see here, the camouflage rating is pretty good on it. Some people have said on the forums that it doesn't have the camo rating it should for a tank its size, but it does have a good camo rating. So now those are the only pros that this thing has. Like the Hellcat, it's very fast. It's very awesome. The thing that this does not have that the Hellcat has is a good gun. Now this is a Tier 7 TD. It's 7,500 gold, just like the SU 100 40 or 122 44. But look at this gun. 150 pen, 135 damage. This is basically, well, it is actually the L70 that you get on the JPZ-4. This is actually, interestingly enough, this is almost the exact same tank as the JPZ-4. The JPZ-4 does not move as quickly, but the JPZ-4, oddly enough, has more armor in the front. It has 80 millimeters of armor. This only has 50. It does have a slope on it, but basically it has no armor. So 150 pen in a Tier 7 game is really just not enough for a TD, as far as I'm concerned. That's good enough for like a medium, a fast medium, because you can flank, you can circle people, and you can get yourself into good flank positions with this tank. There's no doubt about it. But it's just not that great. Now, when you consider, and we're about to look at this when we go to the garage view for a second, but when you consider that it's a Tier 7 premium tank, and this is the third one, well, at least third that I know of. Now here's side armor, angled incorrectly by an IS-3. Can't even go through the top plate there. That's pretty sad. If the angle is that off, it should almost go right through, because the IS-3's armor at that angle is pretty bad. Now I'm sure somebody's going to say, no, it's not. Well, it is for Tier 8 when it's that angled like that. On every other Tier 7, you should probably be able to pen that. The SU 122 44 is a good example of why the E-25 is actually a bad tank. The SU 122 44 has a 175 pen gun with 400 damage. And it's amazing. It also has great mobility. I think it's got like 40 to 50 kilometers per hour top speed. Also, its armor is way better. I think it's like 100 or something. We're going to look at this in the garage in a little bit here. And its gun doesn't reload very fast, but it's got the pen and the damage to get the job done. It's a good Tier 7 gold TD. And the funny thing is, it's also 7,500 gold. So it's a much better TD, 7,500 gold. Now, people will say, well, all tanks are good. Well, not really. Some tanks are good and some are not so good. If you just look at a tank, a tank on paper, that's all you can really do. A tank in the hands of the same player, they're not all going to drive the same. So here I'm coming behind a Hellcat, get lucky and get on his backside here. Now a Hellcat I'll pin anywhere, but this is a Tier 6, and as far as I know, the E-25 doesn't get special matchmaking. So I'm kind of showing you, I think, the mobility in this video. That's what I wanted to show you. I got a couple other games to show you a couple things about this tank. That's pretty much the end of this video. Let's go to the garage view. I want to show you comparison between the different Tier 7 gold tanks. So hold on a second, I'm going to cut the video. So you can see here we're in the garage staring at the E-25. It looks pretty sweet. It's definitely very low profile, but if you notice, it's got a lot in common with the JPZ-4. Universally known as a crap TD, and a lot of it is because it doesn't have the gun to stand up to Tier 6 battles. Now, this is a Tier 6, gets matched up with 5, 6, and 7. Or actually, no, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So if that's the case, and that is the L75 gun, or L70, 150 pen, 135 damage, right? Why would this Tier 7 that gets matched with, I'm going to guess, since we don't know if it has preferential matchmaking or not, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, why would you give it the same gun? That's horrible. That 150 pen is never going to do anything for this tank. this is already pretty bad anyway. At least it has 80 millimeters of hull armor. This thing, 50, okay? Now, the engine is like 25 power to weight ratio. It's really awesome. That's why it gets this 65 kilometers per hour speed limit, okay? And you will get to it. Of course, it has no armor, so you're just going to get jacked up. Now, on the other hand, JPZ-4, not even 20 to 1, and 38 speed limit. So it's still a pretty fast tank. You're going to play these tanks very similar if you buy the E-25, which I do not suggest. Now, it's the only option if you like to grind your German TDs. It's the only gold option for you. No, the Dickermax. You also have the Dickermax. Let's look at the Dickermax. Actually, let's just buy it. I'm on the test server, right? So we got TDs, German, Dickermax. Where is it? 3,200. So half. Okay? Half the money here. So we're going to do this, and we're going to find this Dickermax here. Put it as premium. That way it's easy to look at the stats for. Come on. There we go. Primary. Set as primary. So, Dickermax, really bad power to ratio. It's definitely a sniper tank. You aren't going to be getting in this thing and moving around the map a lot. But what kind of gun does it have? 169 pen, 300 damage gun on a tier 6. Now, this is definitely more like it. I don't know if it has the accuracy. It's good accuracy at .36. Aim time, not the best, but not bad. This is a much better money-making tank for the German TDs. It's tier 6. It has the pen to get the job done. It hits pretty hard. People say they do pretty well with it. And again, it doesn't have the mobility that the E-25 does. But with this gun, remember, a lot of the money-making for any tank is damage dealt. And if you can't deal any damage, it's really hard to get those credits. The only other thing you could do maybe is scout, which means you're not going to be shooting at all. A tier 7, I don't know, this doesn't feel like a scout. This is not a good scout. Now, on the other hand, here's the SU-122-44, the Russian equivalent, tier 7 TD. Power to weight ratio, not bad. It's about 17 to 1, something like that. 47 top speed, really nice. Almost the same traverse, it's 42, this is 44. And 90 hull, highly angled 90 hull. It's pretty good. It's a little bouncy. It's kind of squishy. Here's the big difference, though. 175 pen, 390 damage. This is a beast gun, okay? This is a great tank. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing it. I'm actually going to do a strategy on it within the next month, I think, because it is fun, and I have been playing it. So now let's look at the British alternative here, the British equivalent. This is the tier 7 British TD. I also have this tank. I bought it when it was on sale. 171 pen, 150 damage. Now, the damage is low. The rounds are fast. Look at that. Reload 14 seconds, okay? 14 rounds per minute. Sorry about that. But the much higher pen is the difference. This tank, more rounds per minute, but no damage hardly, and the pen is crap. So definitely the gun on this tank is a lot better. Now, power to weight ratio 10. That's pretty bad. Speed limit 20, again, very bad. Traverse 24, pretty bad. Slow lumbering sniper tank, okay? Hull, ridiculous. You can shoot out the cupolas and stuff, but this thing is pretty armored. I'm pretty sure you can probably go through that machine gun turret, I would imagine. Still, not a bad tank. Probably suffers a lot of the same issues you'll have with the E-25. It's just, its cons are just bad. The E-25, though, I mean, at least you can hit stuff with this gun. With this tank, you aren't doing jack. I'm going to show you a video now where I go up against some tanks that I really should. I'm going to be shooting at the front. Well, I mean, if I'm flanking, that's great, but I don't know. If I'm going to flank, I'm doing it in a medium. I'm doing it in Hellcat, something with a turret at least, maybe, so I can play some pop-out game. With this thing, you can't play pop-out. You have to get out there, and you're exposed. So let me show you another game where I shoot at the front of a couple different tanks in some weak spots, and I have no luck. So hold on a second. But we've looked at the comparison now between all the Tier 7 gold tanks. They're all about the same cost. And this thing, you're looking at this tank, it should be almost half the cost. The Dickermax is a better tank at Tier 6. So anyway, let's get to another game. I want to show you a little bit more about it. Okay, so this game is on Lakeville, and I wanted to show you this now. I'm not flanking. You can flank. That's the only way you can play this tank is to flank, okay? And I'm going to show you why. And we'll talk about that in a little bit too. So Tiger 2 is coming up. Now I got his lower plate here. And I bounce off the top. It actually hits right there in the lower plate a little bit. Again, Hit the lower plate, no dice. It's actually angled up a little bit. Again, ricocheted that time. And this is an E-25 now. I think I hit him in the mantlet there. That's the lower part of the tank, and I'm dead. I couldn't even pen a freaking E-25. So, again, this tank is having a problem with the gun. I'm sure of it. 150 is not going to be enough. Now, I know the Yag 4 has issues. I tell people to flank with it. I tell people to get in, drive around people and stuff, use its mobility. You have to do that with the E-25 too. My problem really is, it's not really acceptable for a gold TD to have to flank that heavily. It's not fun. It's totally crap. I mean, Yag 4 is not a fun tank to play. I know how to play it. I know how to get the job done to get through the tank, but I never had fun in the tank. The Stug, on the other hand, is fun. The Stug is fun because it's got a nice gun and the mobility to get the job done. You can shoot people in the front and still pen, but you can also flank and stuff. You have options. You don't have options in the E-25. It's not going to be a very fun tank. Again, it's up to you. For me, I'd prefer the Dicker Max. So let's show you one more little clip where just this tank is horribad and it's showing, okay? Hold on a second. So here's another game where I'm actually about to come up. I'm the last guy on the map. I'm about to come up to an SU-122-44. Now, this is going to put it to rest which one's the better tank, okay? They both, as far as I know, cost the same amount of gold at 7,500 or at 7,200, one of the two. So shoot him in the top plate, no dice. He hits me right there in the front on my top plate, goes right through, almost half my life right there. This time, let's see, I get another shot right on the soft part of. Finally, I do get a hit on him, and that's in his weak spot. He just shoots me wherever he wants, and I'm dead. Now, I think I got shot also from the other E-25, but it was that was just no challenge right there for that SU-122-44. It's no surprise who lost. I can't believe this thing has earned its name as the Limp penis tank. It is crap. Do not buy it. It should really be a lot less gold. In fact, if they're going to make people drive this piece of crap, it should probably be more like 5,000 gold. That's what I'm thinking, because it's right in the middle between the SU-122-44 and the Dicker Max. So, or they need to tier it down because it's just a piece of crap. With the gun it has, it needs to be a tier 6. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know what you think about this tank. Definitely, I am not buying it. I'm not suggesting for you to buy it as either. So don't expect a strategy on it because I will never own this tank. So I'll let you guys. I'm also doing another video on 8.7 probably this week, probably in the next couple of days, on the new MT25 and what I think about it. So let me know what you think about this tank. See you guys.